Peace be to you all. Assalamu alaikum. Omar here. For those of you guys that don't know me, I'm a health educator, a physician assistant or associate, a family man, and moderately fit endurance athlete, middle age. So I wanted to talk to you guys about your internet presence and your internet activity specifically. Whether you have a YouTube channel or an active Instagram page, or you post things to Facebook. I just wanted to talk to you guys about how that can affect your professional life. In particular, those of you folks that are younger. So you millennials and Gen Zers, you know more about this stuff than us aging Generation Xers and baby boomers. You want to use prudence when posting things. We live in very tumultuous times, and you probably, like everybody, are very fervent about your beliefs, whether that's a political stance or a religious ideology. You will feel passionate about that, and you'll speak from passion, as is your right. At least in the US for now. But understand that with exercising that responsibility of freedom of speech, there's a level of accountability, because things on the internet last for many, 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 many years. Even if you delete them, there's still a record of something that you may have posted. And we're seeing this now in this political climate here. We're about to decide who's going to be the candidate for, I guess, the Republican and Democratic nominee, within the next several weeks. And people are posting videos of what top candidates said one year, then what they said a few or several years later. If you're like, yeah, hypocrite. Well, that could be done with any of us. I've been on YouTube for 8 years. I didn't realize that until I was checking my algorithms. I was like, oh, God, great. I didn't know I'd been doing YouTube this long. I kind of lost track of that, in the midst of my work and family life. But that's the way it is, and I wonder if things that I've said, has anybody found them offensive? Could it be promulgated as hate speech? I don't think so, but whoever's in charge, that's the one who decides these things, and then they exact certain punitive damages, whether that's getting you kicked out of a school or fired from your job or your license suspended or whatever. It's up to those in power to determine just how much they want to punish you for something that you said, even if it's taken out of context. So I say to you guys, just to use prudence. Within these times, there's a lot of protests. I live right here in Washington, D.C. I passed the Capitol building on my way to and from work. There's people with signs, and they're like, yeah, stop this, stop that, free these people, free those people. It's interesting, because I've lost track of how many different groups there are that are doing protests and sit-ins and traffic blocking and going into various stores, whether it's the vegans or the eco people or the meat eaters or whatever. But your image and what you say or do, more importantly, what you do, is on there forever. And this is there's something called I think it's called psychological forensics, where specialists in this field, they'll go and they'll, like the Unabomber, that's how they caught him, with his manifesto, and they figured out from a family member, oh, wait a minute, it's this guy, Theodore Kaczynski. I think I'm pronouncing his name right. But by the way he spoke and certain things that he said, I think it was his brother that turned it in. But think about now, I think 30 years later now, where, you know, people do Facebook posts and YouTube posts and Venmo and whatever other internet-based platforms are out there. And you've posted something that can be, you know, purported as some type of inflammatory speech. Now you're a suspect, you know, and it costs you. And it's not just about you. It may be your family or your colleagues. So just be careful with what you say. And sometimes you just need to think. And, you know, if you try to see things from both sides, sometimes that's very helpful and it calms you down. And, you know, it's worked for me over the years. I'm like, oh, you know, this particular person has a point, or this particular group of people may have a point. I don't necessarily agree with them, but I can at least appreciate their perspective. And that way you can control what you say and even what you feel to a degree. Anyway, that's it for now. If you want to be a physician assistant like me, I've been a PA for more than 20 years. It's a wonderful, wonderful profession. I've held many positions with this humble yet prestigious PA degree of mine, and then added on to that the Doctor of Health Education. So I'd like, for those of you all who feel so inclined to invest that time, I'd like for you all to enjoy those benefits and that lifestyle that comes with it as well. And you can do a lot of good. So I wish you guys the best of success in your positive endeavors. You can reach out to me if you feel so inclined. I'll leave my email in the description. Take care. Peace.